12.5. John Carter, 14.4. But they have guys capable of getting 20 points on any given night. One of their best players, Greg Summers, is out for his third straight ball game. Summers pulled his hamstring on the last play of the game against Holy Cross in a game where he scored 20 points. Way outside, we're going to get a three. Shot as Leo O'Boyle gets up, and he gets hammered on the play by Sean Yoder.
That little offensive possession right there was as well as I've seen Lafayette run their stuff all year long, and it results with a wide open look by Leo O'Boyle. And Gary, he can make that shot. And how many times last year did we see Leo get fouled on precisely that kind of play and nail the three-pointer?
Foul shooting has been a bit of a detriment for the Leopards so far as O'Boyle makes his. He's an 83% shooter, but down the stretch at Holy Cross, had they been able to make front ends of 1-and-1 and make their foul shots, they probably would have won that game. They were 6 for 11, and most of those misses came at the very end of the game.
And that's a real anomaly. As you said, Fran's been here a long time, 27 years, and I just can't remember a team. None of his 27 teams have struggled like this from the free throw line.
No struggle there for Leo O'Boyle. He puts his ball club up by 3. As Navy has the ball for the first time, they're looking at a zone defense, half-court pressure. Out front of that zone was Kyle Jenkins, and he got a kick. Navy will keep the basketball.
Gary, it's an extended 1-3-1, and Lafayette has the length to play this kind of zone. Fran doesn't use it a lot. But you've got Jenkins on one wing. Now, they got Jenkins out front, which really cuts the floor in half.
Turnaround shot, that is dropped. Basket good by Tyler Nelson. He averages 8 points a ball game, but he had 20 against Boston. Almost all these guys had 20 somewhere this season. Nice little pick and roll, give it back.
By the way, that's 9 for 9 in his last 9 attempts from the floor for Nelson. He was 8 for 8 in their win last week.
And he doesn't shoot all that much. There's Quinn from outside. Neal thought he had it. Tried to put down a triple. He actually makes them at 30, or he makes them at 100%. That was his first miss.
About that. This is where Navy is so good. Around the bucket, they're going to attack the rim, especially around the rim.
Nice big play there by Njoku. He puts it up, and then Navy has their first lead. Njoku averages 6 points a ball game.
Well, Lafayette is moving the ball so well, but again, it just underscores how tough Navy is defensively. That's a smart play right there. Unable
to get the ball in play before he steps out of bounds is Austin Inge. He took over as point guard this year. They had 4 of their 5 starters back from last year. And last year, they were 12-1 in the league, 15-3 overall. They had a strange year, John. They beat Loyola 3 times in the regular season, and then they were beaten by them in the first round of the Patriot League playoffs.
Well, we must have played Loyola last year about 10
20,
times.
20, 30 times.
We got to know them as well as our own guys. But did you see Inge on that play? He's going out of bounds. He had the wherewithal to throw it toward his own basket. Just a little subtlety. Smart team is Navy.
C.J. Fulton inside, left-handed turnaround. He's not a left-hander. That shot doesn't go. The ball ends up in Sean Yoder's hands. Quickly down the floor, Nelson, he will hold things up and set things up for Navy.
Talked about Navy's ability to rebound the basketball. Gary, they average double-figure offensive rebounds. Think about that. They average just about 15 offensive rebounds a game.
Way outside, nothing but nylon for John Carter. That's his 34th of the year, a team leading 34th, and he drops them at 43%.
Incredible shooter, and that's a bad angle. Not a great turnover. Gary, they had that little power triangle set up on this side of the floor, and that's where Neil Quinn needs to make the pass that leads to the pass that leads to the score.
That was an unusual bad pass by Neal.
Yeah.
Even Neal didn't seem like he could figure out why he threw it. Good ball movement. Getting the ball in the middle against this zone is critical, and they certainly want to involve Nelson and Njoku.
Fran goes to the zone here, and great inside out right there. Look at the little ball fake.
There's a guy that doesn't shoot all that much, and that's Sean Yoder. He can't get that one to fall. He's kind of a local kid, Yoder. He went to Penn Ridge High School, which is probably about 35, 40 minutes from Lafayette.
They got a matchup inside. They got Yoder down there against the 7-footer.
Lafayette will keep the basketball.
You can tell, Gary, Fran does not like the matchups man-to-man, so he's gone to the 2-3 zone. If Navy does have a weakness, and I say that advisedly, it might be their perimeter shooting.
The one thing, too, that this allows Fran to do is maybe keep his better basketball players in the game a bit longer. A zone, I mean, you don't rest against the zone, but you don't maybe play quite as hard as you would in a man-to-man.
You're certainly not as susceptible to foul trouble, and you and I talked before the game about Lafayette's depth. Fran's still trying to find some quality depth that'll help him late in games.
Galen Walker and Christian Silva in the game for Navy. Depth is not a problem for Navy. They dress 16 players in this ball game. I asked Fran about it being a little bit unfair, you would think. Turnaround shot doesn't fall. Rebound by Walker. He did get the shot off before the shot clock violation. But John, you dress 16 and no other team in the league dresses that many except maybe Army.
Exactly. Yeah, it's right.
Njoku trying to lean in, can't get it away. It's hard to shoot over Neil Quinn outside, and that one doesn't go. Rebound is controlled by Christian Silva. Drive, how about a floater? Teardrop will drop for Inge.
There's that extra possession we talked about, Gary. 15 offensive rebounds on average per game. Those extra possessions are absolutely crucial.
Whoa. Bad play, bad foul. Oh, there's a foul. That will be on Jenkins. Inadvertently got his foot in there for the trip. John, Lafayette got the first 3 foul shots of the game. They haven't scored since. You talked about this team. They're #1 in the league in rebounding. They're #1 in the league in field goal percentage. #1 in the league in defending the field goal. And they're #1 in the league in defense, giving up just 59 points a game.
Defense travels well, and again, you look at their record on the road, and we talked about their perimeter shooting. Well, when you play defense like this and you can get extra possessions offensive rebounding, the shooting doesn't hurt you that much. Again, around the rim.
Inside up, a little flip, and the little flip is good enough as Daniel Deaver, who off the bench can score a lot of points, averaging 7.6 a game, but he had 31 against Boston and 20 against Bucknell.
He doesn't start.
And he doesn't start. Tyrone Perry. Tyrone's going to get
beat Syracuse 100-85. Ever since that game, they've kind of hit a speed bump.
Lafayette with the ball. They've yet to put a field goal down as we have played a little over 4 minutes. Turn around. Well, the guy who has all 5 points is Leo O'Boyle. 11-5.
Yeah, they found Leo down low at 6'7". He does have a height advantage, and that was a nice aggressive move, that little mid-range jumper from the baseline.
Talking about Patrick Dorsey, who takes that shot before we went to break. It was 292 days before Patrick Dorsey had played a basketball game. And in that ball game the other night, he had 9 points and 4 rebounds.
Yeah, you know, again, we talked about Lafayette's struggles depth-wise. No such struggles for Navy, Gary. You mentioned it. Talk about fouls to give. They've got quite a few.
Way outside, good release, not dropping for John Brantley. Brantley out of Farmington Hills, New Jersey. 5.2 a game. He has 16 triples, looking for 17, couldn't get it. Dorsey again inside. Dorsey will put it up left-handed. That doesn't go. Strong rebound. Oh my, what a play by Tyler Nelson, unable to finish it, however. Tried to get it to Jenkins, and it's intercepted by Dorsey.
How about the quick hands that time by Dorsey? I'll tell you, these guys are all physical specimens. They're all huge.
Deaver wants to go. Lafayette man-to-man, started out in his zone, did not work out too well for them. Way outside, that's Deaver, and Deaver puts down a triple. He's got 5.
Deaver is one of those guys off the bench. Ed DeChellis can certainly depend on him. He's got a lot of dependable guys, doesn't he?
He does indeed. When I put their roster in, they had about 21 guys. At least tonight they narrowed it down to 16. Tyrone has yet to get a shot off. Jenkins outside, that's an air ball. And good save, good hustle by Navy, as that was Patrick Dorsey who went down to get it. Lafayette not shooting well, 1 for 5.
Every 50-50 ball right now belongs to the guys in blue.
Good defense, Quinn. They find an open player, and that's Tyler Nelson. Knocks down his 12th of the year. And right now they're shooting lights out. They are 2 for 4 from beyond the arc. And they're up, in fact, 3 for 5 now. And again, they're going to steal the basketball. Patrick Dorsey flipping in.
I think Fran needs a timeout here, I think. Yeah, he's going to take one now. And I just came up with the idea, Lafayette kind of, you know, historic and so forth, and I thought the Old English would look nice. I'm a little disappointed in the shorts. They're not what I called for, but they tweaked it a little without me.
Well, I don't think people knew you were a fashion designer. I certainly did not. John, good to see Emmett Davis over there on the bench for Navy, a former head coach at Army, as he now is an assistant with Ed DeChellis. He's been there for quite a while. Tyrone Perry outside. Lafayette needs a bucket badly. They don't get that one, and the rebound by Njoku.
I'm going to ask you in a minute the rebounding statistics, Gary, because they are not pretty, but not unpredictable at all. Navy has not turned it over, and they're out-rebounding the Leopards by a lot.
7-3, as a matter of fact. Navy hasn't allowed too many rebounds at this end of the floor. Battling inside and shaking it loose. Nice job by Eric Sonberg. Didn't get the rebound, but he shook it loose so Navy couldn't get it.
Not a lot of room to operate when Navy's defending you.
Leopard's known for a lot of back cuts when the team defends like this. CJ Fulton drops that one down, his 17th of the year, and a much-needed triple for Lafayette. CJ almost comes up with, nobody knows where the ball is. Get down by 11. Down inside, back outside, looking for CJ. Instead, they get it to Ty, and Perry hits a triple, so back-to-back threes gets them a little bit healthier. The Leopards back to within 8.
Much better ball movement right there by the Leopards. Again, inside out. Once that ball starts moving and they get in rhythm, they do shoot the three well.
John, I've always said this over the years. When a team comes out and plays the kind of defense Navy does, at some point during the game, you do get used to it, to that speed, and you can handle it better. And maybe Lafayette has gotten themselves into that frame of mind right now.
I absolutely agree. You just kind of adjust. And Navy is not the kind of team that needs time to warm up. You know, typically a team kind of gets into the flow of the game. Navy comes at you at 90 miles an hour right away. So your point is well taken.
So far, Neil Quinn hasn't been able to do much offensively at all. Inside, Kyle has, oh, that one will not go. Good move by Kyle Jenkins. He had the size advantage, wouldn't fall.
And a great look. Fran O'Hammond was looking for a little bit of a bump there.
Njoku. Oh, he almost walked.
Sure did look like it.
Sure did. Well, he goes over Quinn. No. Good defense.
Yeah,
Neil.
it sure was. That was not an easy shot by Njoku.
You see how tough that defense is. Tyrone Perry couldn't even get the ball. Off the glass, doesn't go. And the rebound is controlled by P.J. Roach.
They all contribute. P.J. Roach is about 6 feet tall, Gary, but you saw him among the trees there. And as we said before, they've got about 8 guys who average 4, 5, and 6 rebounds a game. They don't have anybody out there that's going to get you 10 or 12 a game.
PJ's sister was on the Navy women's basketball team, and she was a captain of that team. Lafayette women beat Navy this past week. We'll have the women for you on Wednesday night as they take on Loyola.
Gary, that's another extra possession by the Leopards. This drive to the basket by Navy is the result of an offensive rebound, and Christian Silva, a senior guard at 6'2", is the beneficiary.
And the foul shot is dropped. As a team, they shoot 67% from the free throw line, as they're number 8 in the league, so that's a number they're not all that good at. Tomas Verzbinski is in the ball game.
Brian Burke just is watching tonight, sent us a vintage photo of Otis Ellis in that Notre Dame game, and see if we can't get it on for you. Memories.
And I can see the wonderful design that you created there. Really? Very nice. 21-11. Leopards trail by as many as 14. Nothing is easy.
Every pass is defended.
Usually you see back cuts against this kind of deep. Look at that help defense by John Carter. As Chris Rabayo thought he was going to get himself an open layup by going back door. Didn't happen.
Watch the team defense. Watch where this help comes from. This is just tremendous defense. And that was Carter coming over from the weak side. You'd like to think that discipline is associated with the U.S. Naval Academy, and it sure demonstrated that defensively.
Tyrone puts it up. He had to shoot it, and he drops it. Shot clock was at 2 seconds, and he put it down. 21-13.
That is a tough shot.
Man-to-man by the Leopards. Inge working against Perry. Inge gets a screen from the Joku. Perry stays with him. Baseline drive. Stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, good defense that time along the baseline. I think that was Rabayo, or was that?
No,
yeah.
it was.
Could have been C.J. Fulton, I believe.
I think it was Rubinskis.
Whoever it was, we forced a rare turnover by the mids.
Outside, and that's knocked down. Tomas Rubinskis. I talked to Fran a little bit about Tomas before the ball game. He said he can hit 5-6 straight in practice. He said we got to get him to do that in a game. Well, there's a good start. Hey, all of a sudden it's a 5-point deficit.
That's what the three-point shot will do for you, especially a team that shoots it as well as the Lafayette Leopards do. And I remember coming down in the preseason watching Tomas work out individually, and boy, Gary, you know, he looks like he's capable. He really does. Be great if he started getting it together.
Boy, that was a pretty play. Nice pass by Christian Silva. Dropping it to Njoku made it easy.
Dropping it is right. You love that little pass that players can catch in rhythm.
Got another area that I think Lafayette needs to look at. Fulton, but he cannot get that one to fall. Njoku with a rebound. Lafayette all year long has just not gotten to the foul line very much. They didn't do it the other night against Holy Cross when they lost by 5. Jay Van Vaughn in the ball game for Lafayette as they go to a 2-1-2 zone.
Earliest we've seen Jay in a while. Let's see if he can give them a spark. Great senior leader.
That's short, and a good rebound by Eric Sandberg on the miss by Austin Inge. Fulton, Sandberg, Rubinskis. This is a strange lineup in there right now. I don't think we've ever seen these 5 guys on the floor together.
I'm with you, Gary. Rabayo, the freshman at center.
Somebody's got to put it up. Rubinskis outside, no. And the rebound easy for Tyler Nelson. Good rebounding position.
So athletic are they.
Good job by Rabayo. Just a freshman. Chris is 6'10", out of Skillman, New Jersey.
I like this matchup right now.
Good cross-court pass. Pretty play. John Carter knocks down his second triple of the game.
The pass came from Daniel Deaver at 6'8", just looking over the top of that zone defense. And another, we've seen this before from Nelson.
Dorsey.
I'm sorry, Dorsey. Yeah, well, they're clones. Dorsey, again, his second play, exactly the same.
Lafayette looking for a line change. They've got 3 starters. Oh, what a pretty play. Great pass by Jay Vaughn on the back cut by Sandberg.
Sandberg's been around and Jay Vaughn has been around. They know this system well, and that was a pinpoint, perfect pass from the senior leader, Captain Jay Vaughn.
Hope we can get another look at that one. That is the back cut we like to see in a ball game against this kind of defense. Navy just plays it so very well.
Well, they overplay everything, so you've got to take advantage. That's a strong move to the bucket.
Tyler Nelson, he has 7. The lead is 12. Sandberg.
Sandberg was starting early in the year. But you're right, you know, you can go without the ball, but Navy absolutely defend. Now they're going to get Carter on a push.
That will help a bit. It will get Lafayette starters back in the ball game.
Not a bad job by that group. He bought Fran's bench a little bit of time. But again, Navy...
So Lafayette, that's 3 fouls on Navy. Lafayette with 3 team fouls, so nobody close to getting into the bonus. Covering up that back cut. Tyrone Perry tried the back cut and covered up perfectly. There's another nice, and Jay Vaughn. Jay Vaughn on a perfect pass from Neil Quinn, puts it up and in.
I probably haven't talked enough about Neil Quinn's passing ability tonight, but we've grown used to it, Gary. From the high post or low post, he can deliver the ball.
Way outside, back of iron, no. Rebound ends up in the hands of John Carter, who drops it off. That shot taken by Jalen Walker.
Keep track. Are you running out of room on your score sheet, Gary? Walker, that's the first time we've called his name. They just keep coming at you. Another extra possession.
They have already played 9 guys. Sonberg, nice play. What do we have? Offensive foul. Sonberg taking that foul was Daniel Deaver.
They have 5 players defending the basketball on every pass. This is a team that the league is going to have to deal with all day long because they just defend the heck out of you.
Lafayette now will go with a little full court pressure, and it appears to be man-to-man pressure. Big pat on the back to Jay Vaughn. I can only assume he has warranted this amount of playing time now because of his effort and work in practice.
Fran loves dependable people, and Jay Vaughn, if he's nothing else, he's dependable. He knows the system. Fran wants to reward good leadership.
Good job by Quinn again, as he kept the hand up, did not come down, did not commit a foul. Vaughn thought about a 3, didn't take it. Tyrone does and drops it. Tyrone Perry with his second triple of the ball game, and it's under double digits. Lafayette down by 9.
Gary, the 2 senior guards, Vaughn and Perry, have given Lafayette a little bit of a spark here. You can see Jay Vaughn's confidence grow with every possession.
Right now he's on Inge. Down the paint, lean, drop it. Nice play by Walker.
They're so good at getting to the rim. Boy, can he pass the ball?
He can. Wide open Perry. Knocks down another one. He has
the whole thing that started that pass was the give and go. Entry to Quinn, drop it to Jay Vaughn, and Jay Vaughn finds Perry. It's just executed perfectly by the Lafayette offense.
And they're back on defense now with 2:40 to go. Here you get a look at what Tyrone Perry has done. That's just the first half. Tyrone is the guy you can pretty much count on every game. Down inside, good job that time by Rabayo to come over and stop that drive. That shot's short. Battle for the rebound. It ends right up into Jalen Walker's hands. He can't get it down. And finally inside is John Carter with the bucket.
Have we talked enough about Navy's offensive rebounding? Incredible. They just keep coming at you.
14 to 8 right now in rebounds. Verbinskis. CJ Fulton. CJ back to Verbinskis. Good job covering things up that time by Navy on a bunch of switches. Verbinskis had to shoot it. The shot clock was at 3.
Wow. Every 50-50 ball. They take such pride in their defense.
They battled each other that time for the 50-50 ball. That one way outside, hits nothing, and yet the ball ends up in John Carter's hands. Whoa, that's offensive. As leaning back into Rabayo with some oomph was Daniel Deaver.
Take a look at it right here. This is just really good defense. Rabayo has great position right here, and now, if I'm, it's really inconsequential, a little subtlety, but if I'm Ed DeChellis, I'm saying, call a walk. Not a lot of contact there. Rabayo had great position.
Pretty emphatic offensive foul, though. as he really did lean the shoulder in.
No question about that.
Well, Neil Quinn trying to get his first bucket of the night. And he can't do that. Couldn't get it high enough on the glass.
Njoku is, they list him at 6'7". He plays a lot bigger than that.
Plays like a tight end.
I know one named Njoku.
That's a walk. That's got to be a walk. Yeah. 36-26, final minute, first half. Been a quick first half. Each team only went to the foul line once, and Lafayette did it on their first possession.
Not a lot of fouls and not a lot of turnovers either, Gary. And as you said before,
Lafayette 6, Navy 4. Jenkins, couple head fakes, puts it up and in. It's nice to get the ball to Kyle there.
Yeah, you know, and I was just about to say that, you know, if you're Lafayette, you want to try to get Kyle down low a little bit more because they like that matchup, and Kyle can score around the rim.
Shot clock is off. That shot hangs around. Nice soft shot by John Carter. Carter in double figures with 10.
That's why he is the scorer that he is, Gary. That's not luck. That's just a great shooter's touch.
Everything. Oh, my.
Take your
What
pick.
a play by Sean Yoder. He got up. Looked like he may have hurt his hand there a little bit.
And if Yoder didn't get it, Njoku was going to.
I think Yoder hurt the ball more than he hurt his hand.
Right.
Get some work done in the paint. Keep Navy from shooting over 50%. And get back into this ball game. They trailed by as many as 14. They're down by 10.
Lafayette showed zone, Gary, and after that first pass, they went right man-to-man. Boy, this is where they've been so tough around the rim.
Njoku, no, but he gets his own rebound. There it is again, John.
I got to check under his feet. It looks like there's a trampoline there. He just gets back up so quickly.
And that's the stat we were talking about. In fact, the two of them. There's points in the paint, and there's an offensive rebound.
And here's a steal. And watch
Njoku,
out.
ooh, I thought he might have walked there a little bit, but he puts it up and emphatically puts it in.
Not the way you want to start the second half. You had a little flurry at the end of the first half, did Lafayette, to get it within 10. Two quick buckets by Navy.
Neil Quinn did not score in that first half, and I'm sure that was talked about in the locker room. Neil again can't get it up. Njoku with good defense. CJ, well, that's the way to get him the basketball. Neil couldn't miss that shot as CJ Fulton just handed it to him.
If there is a bright spot thus far in the season for Lafayette, you know, we know what to expect from Tyrone Perry, but CJ Fulton has got to be the other bright spot for the Leopards. The freshman has really come into his own.
Pull-up jump shot, no. Neil Quinn with the rebound. It's Inge, Carter, Yoder, Nelson, and Njoku. For Lafayette, it's Perry, Jenkins, Fulton, O'Boyle, and Quinn. Good first half by Tyrone Perry. He had 11, led all scorers. There you go. And a foul as Neil will get it back-to-back buckets. And he got it because of a couple of great passes by his teammates.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Tyrone Perry and Neil Quinn doing a little bit of a two-man game here. Watch this. To Neil, of course, Tyrone Perry, great recognition. On the switch, they had Njoku come out, and he ended up on Perry, and then Perry recognized right away that Neil Quinn had the guard on him.
Neil's a good free throw shooter. That doesn't go, but inside, and it'll be Lafayette basketball. Neil came in shooting 77% from the free throw line. He has 3 double-doubles this season, number 2 in the Patriot League in rebounds and assists. And right now he's number 13 in the league in scoring when you look at conference stats only. And number 3 in rebounding. Well, is he going to get another bucket here? No. Again, Njoku with good defense. We're going to get a held ball.
Boy, Njoku is so tough. He's giving away like 3 or 4 inches to Neil Quinn, and great sportsmanship shown there by the two. You mentioned this during the break, Gary. Maybe for all the defense they played, Lafayette only went to the free throw line once in that first half. the sign of a good defensive team is to play that kind of defense without fouling with that pass, but better defense.
Better defense. Hustling to the ball was John Carter. Navy only went to the foul line once in that first half. So the officials have let them play, and they have played very well.
Well, there are two, you talked about the two coaches. If you're waiting for one of these teams to outsmart the other, forget about it. It ain't happening. These are just two well-coached teams that know how to play, and it's been a smooth operation.
Pull-up jump shot by Carter. That doesn't go. Quinn with a rebound. Leopards can get it inside of 10 with a bucket here.
Like this, down low to Jenkins. Kyle's got to go to work here.
He wants to go to work. Inside, up, and a foul. He got hit on the arm by Tyler Nelson. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And Kyle is a 58% free throw shooter.
Yeah, and he's better than that. This year is kind of an anomaly, I believe, but I like this strategy right here. Navy's not the kind of team that's going to let you just bomb away uncontested threes. They're going to really defend the perimeter. And Lafayette, if they're going to stay in this thing, I think they've got to make some hay down low with their bigs.
Talked about the foul shooting problems against Holy Cross. They've had 2 foul shots now here in the second half. They missed them both. Into the ball game comes Dan Deaver along with Jalen Walker.
Joku goes out. They don't lose a whole lot. Boy, that's 2 in a row.
2 of the exact same shot. Both hit back of iron and kick back. 2 foul shots the Leopards could have used to get it inside of double figures.
So the Joku gets a breather, and they don't lose a whole lot with Daniel Deaver coming in. They're going to go right to it. Look at that pass.
Good job by Rabayo. He got all over the shot by Inge. I think Fran wants to get Quinn back in here while Njoku's on the bench. Tyrone up. He's fouled, and it won't drop.
That would have been huge right there.
Foul's on Inge, his second.
Boy, Tyrone, great move without the basketball. And here's the rejection by Rabayo. And then in transition, that's a great pass from the freshman C.J. Fulton, getting Tyrone Perry to the line.
That's the 3rd foul on Inge, so he may be sitting on the bench for a bit.
What is going on with the Lafayette free throw shooting? Fran O'Hanlon, again, annually among the leaders, not just in the league, but in the nation as a free throw shooting team.
Show you how bad the league's been. They're number 3, and that means there are 7 teams below them. They're at 72%.
I mean, again, it's a pretty high bar. 72% is not terrible as a team. But historically, we've seen Lafayette in the high 70s, almost 80 at times.
Gave them a little slack against Holy Cross because they had only had 4 practices prior to that game. And really, I think their legs gave out on them a bit at the end. They were coming up short on their threes and their foul shots. How about nobody in Navy forces a shot. They're all looking to get that offense going inside. We'll get a foul here. Good strong move by Deaver.
Well, you know, you catch a break with Njoku getting a breather, getting out of the game, and you come in with this guy, and the size is just, he's so big and strong at 6'8". Now, what's he going to do in the Navy? I mean, he's 6'8". Is he going to be a periscope? He's too wide for a periscope.
He might not need the periscope.
Well, Navy returns the favor.
Well, he's a 71% free throw shooter. They, as a team, 67%. Deaver out of Falls Church, Virginia. He's averaging 13.3 in the Patriot League. He's number 16 in the league and gets the second one dropped. He has 6 points. And again, a 10-point lead. P.J. Roach in there now. He's got the job to guard Tyrone Perry.
Got an advantage if they can get O'Boyle down low. He's got a guard on him.
That's foul. That'll be on Deaver. Reaching over the top.
I think Deaver's got 2 or 3. He's got 3.
So they've got 2 players with 3 fouls, and that'll bring Njoku back into the game. Don't know if that's a positive.
Right. And you go from the frying pan to the fire. Come on, Kyle, knock one down.
Good job by Sandberg to shake it loose. Quinn inside, and well, that's a high percentage. Jammed by Kyle Jenkins.
How about the pass from Neil Quinn? Neil was falling down and had the wherewithal to find Jenkins and the flush.
To Neil's credit, he has a long way to fall.
Right, Timber.
So that takes a while. He has a chance to look over the scenery.
Lafayette down 8.
Nice jab step.
Lafayette down 8 now, Gary. Oh, ticky-tack.
Michael.
Yeah, guys, I had a chance to talk to Coach O'Hanlon coming out of the locker room, and he said 2 things. They need to get the ball inside. They got a height advantage everywhere. They're just getting pushed off the block. And then offensively, they need to get the ball deeper into the paint. Back to you.
Good advice. See if they can do it. They've already managed to pick up a couple of points since halftime. It's a Navy team that has a win over Virginia. Mount St. Mary's, William and Mary. They've beaten some good teams in the Patriot League. Holy Cross, Boston, and Bucknell have all fallen.
Yeah, the Boston game was a bit of a surprise. I think that was the kind of the real message sender from Navy. Got to go up.
Short hit the rim though. Sandberg, looked like he might have gotten fouled there. No call. Well, Lafayette comes up empty on that possession.
That would have been huge, Gary. Get it down to 6, but once again, it's the
Offensive.
defense.
Yeah. Njoku. Navy with 4 team fouls now.
It's really his first, so Eddie DeChellis can afford to keep him out there a while longer. We'll see Deaver again at some point. Deaver with 3. So they seem to rotate those 2 guys inside.
And they bring Patrick Dorsey back into the game. He was very effective too while he was out there.
Bounces better.
An errant pass.
I'm not sure who Fran was looking at. That's just kind of a little miscommunication. In that situation, the bounce pass kind of extends your margin for error. You know, a fastball's going out of bounds if it's not read quite right.
Lafayette has picked it up a bit in the second half in the paint rebounding wise as they're out rebounding Navy. Foul call against Lafayette. They called that on O'Boyle. That would be his 3rd.
Man, we talked about the depth issue, so it looks like Eric Sandberg is going to have to give Fran some quality minutes here.
That's Roach. Tried to get it to Njoku.
How did he catch that ball?
How did he stay in bounds? Way outside. That's Carter. Doesn't go. Strong rebound. Who is it? They're going to give that ball to Navy. That may not be a good call.
Dorsey was all over it, and I think that's why. And Fran's imploring the officials to look at it again. Dorsey was all over that rebound. That's why I thought it went out of bounds off him.
And I think it did. The replay shows it may have rolled off his fingertips. Now we're going to get a foul on Sandberg.
Trying to chest up Carter, and you know, during that Lafayette flurry that's gotten this lead down to 8, Carter was on the bench for a lot of it. We talked about his ability to score the ball. He's one of those guys for Navy that really is their catalyst. I mean, he is the primary scorer. Everybody else chips in.
The only one in double figures, but that doesn't matter much to Navy. They have guys that can put up the points every single game. He has 10, 8 for Njoku, and 7 for Nelson. Lafayette's only double figure scorer is Tyrone Perry with a dozen. Drive up, in, foul. Sandberg, nice move by Roach.
So quick to the bucket. Roach, another one of those guys that you kind of talked about, Gary, without mentioning his name, but he's just kind of a, remember in the old days, Miami Dolphins had the no-name defense. This is like, but they were great. They were undefeated. And they took pride in no names. There's no egos out there. They share the basketball. They need a bucket. They got a guy like Carter.
This is the tie Roach's season high. He's got 3.
The next game, it's very likely to be somebody else will have their season high. Somebody entirely different.
And the deficit double figures again. It's at 11. Jenkins. Fulton. Fulton's been kind of quiet. Drop it off to Quinn, and he'll put it up in a nice pass from Fulton.
Absolutely, just dribble penetration right there, and a nice catch and finish.
CJ with a triple in the first half. That's the only points he has. He's a good distributor of the basketball. Carter, no. Rare miss for him.
It continues to hang around. A lot of basketball left here if they can get hot.
Jenkins inside. Decided not to take it up. Quinn wants to go against Njoku. Now he'll get double teamed. 10 on the shot clock. Working so hard, and it won't go, and it does go. Quinn gets his own tap in. He's got 8 second-half points.
That's what Fran O'Hanlon was talking to Mike Joseph about. Get the ball down inside. You got a good shot at it, down 7.
Leopards have played better defense. They've rebounded a little better here in the second half. We had a foul here.
They're going to get a...
I think O'Boyle.
O'Boyle on a hold. And that's, take a look at Neil Quinn inside, just so tough. Njoku doing all he can against the 7-footer, and then Neil Quinn doing a nice job with his persistence around the rim.
Second foul on O'Boyle, 6th team foul against Lafayette. Maybe now with just 5 team fouls. And O'Boyle will go out, and he'll get a little bit of a lesson on defense from Fran O'Hanlon. Tough shot. Rabio with a rebound.
Nice job by the freshman among those big, strong Navy rebounders.
Rabio, you can just see how comfortable he's becoming in the offense.
Fulton. Really don't have a post presence right here. They gotta look to get somebody down low.
Really nice crossover dribble to 2 of them. Sonberg, no. Rebound Rabio.
Oh, Rabio. Oh, good minutes here. He had to come in and he's playing extended minutes trying to give Neil Quinn a breather.
Leopards have to take advantage now. The rare offensive rebound. Sonberg again is open. No, nothing but air that time. And here come the mids.
Dorsey does a little bit of everything, doesn't he? Got the rebound and handled it up the floor like a point guard.
Tell me who doesn't do a little bit of everything on this team. Drop it off to Carter. Drops it down to Deaver. Way outside, and nothing but net for Carter. His 3rd triple of the game.
You can't leave him to help in the post. You got to stay up on him. He's just too good a shooter.
They're 5 for 13 now from beyond the arc. CJ, need one. Halfway down, won't stay down.
Sure was. How did that thing come back out? Maybe just methodically. This is what they do. They're so smart on offense, they don't turn it over, and they're in no rush.
Deaver wants it, he gets it. Tell you, their skip passes have a lot of juice on them. And Tyler Nelson.
Yeah, and then as you close out, they're so quick off the dribble. As you close out, they simply shot fake, and they get that step on you to the rim.
All right, crunch time. Leopards down by a dozen, exactly what they were down in the first half when it came to a close. Quinn, and he can't save it. Turnover. For Lafayette, that's turnover number 10. Quick transition. Look at that rebound. Oh my, what an effort by Tyler Nelson.
Just relentless on the offensive glass.
Outside, they need a 3, and they can't get it. I'll tell you.
Tyrone led the team in minutes played, though. That's why I kind of thought that was a trick question. Everybody thought it was Justin Jaworski. except for
Not
me.
hard to come up with trick questions for you.
Aren't they all?
I mean, I call them questions.
Thanks, Gare. I thought the new year would bring something different.
By the way, Happy New Year to everybody. We haven't seen you or talked to you since midweek in December.
Yeah, it's been
When we did Win at Mercy. What the heck is that? They're going to call a foul? They're going to call a foul on Neil Quinn.
So can I get that call again? It wasn't. Is that the polar opposite of an oh my?
Yeah.
There's oh my at one end of the spectrum.
This is a stumble. Watch it. Here it is. What?
What the? Well, it could have been a charge, but
you don't deserve a foul called on that play.
The proverbial bailout.
Yeah.
But Deaver, these guys. Sometimes it looks like they're trying to drive a square peg into the round hole. But they're big and they're strong and they're relentless. And Fran is talking to the official about that right now. He's just saying that's a bailout. Argument could be made for a play on.
That was a play on for sure. Deaver makes 1 out of 2.
Deaver out. Joku back in. That two-headed monster in the paint that always fresh, strong. You said it right now, Lafayette. If they're going to make a move, it's got to be now.
15 is their largest deficit of the game. Now we got to find someone who can put the ball in the basket, preferably from beyond the arc. Neil Quinn, that's a nice quick move. Neil's got 10 second-half points.
It's well executed, Gary. Inside out, inside out. If Navy's going to take away that three-point shot, you got to dump it back inside because the big guys are isolated.
Navy, we mentioned, #1 in the league in defense. And they look like they're going to keep the Leopards under 60, which is what they've done all year long to opponents. Nice drive inside, quick release by Inge. He's got 4.
Remember, we're going to.
Silva is in. Even hard to get the ball inbounds. Perry. Inside they go. Perry's open. He'll put it up. Won't go down. Battle for the rebound, and Neil's going to end up with it.
Good job, Neil.
Jenkins.
I don't know if he wanted to go there.
I don't know either.
He got there.
Nice job. And they still can't take advantage. Leo O'Boyle with a good defensive play. 3 opportunities, none of them would fall.
None of them went down. And Dorsey again with a big-time rebound. Lafayette did a much better job competing on the glass right there, and they got the ball inside nicely. Navy just makes everything so difficult.
They have won their 3 Patriot League games by an average of 15 points. And if you look up at the scoreboard, that's exactly what they're winning by right now. That doesn't go on a one-on-one move. C.J. Fulton had to come right to him.
We haven't said this. It bears mentioning is Leo O'Boyle stronger. How was there no call on that one? My goodness.
Nobody knew where the ball was. Quinn slapped it up in the air, and it came down and hit him in the back. He didn't know where it was.
I really thought Leo O'Boyle got his arm grabbed on that strong move to the bucket. But it bears mentioning, and we haven't simply because of the way Navy plays, has missed another jump shot, but Greg Summer is injured. He's out, and he's one of their top scorers.
10.4 a game in the only Patriot League game he played. He scored 20. There you get a look at how the teams are shooting the basketball. And for Lafayette to shoot the ball at 38%, that will not win games for the Leopards. But again, credit the Navy defense.
They do it to everybody. Again, just another category that they lead in.
And another miss by Navy, so they're not able to add more to their lead. Tyrone, nice. Tyrone's first field goal of the second half, his 4th triple of the game, and he has 15 points.
How important is defense to Navy? Ed DeChellis with a 12-point lead now, up off the bench screaming at his players. That was a...
That's going to look like it's going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, Loyola had a big win recently. And last time out, Loyola beat Boston University, I believe, and that was an eye-opener. Loyola's got some good players. Jalen Andrews and that's
Quinn with a nice block. And the Leopards put back-to-back buckets together. Javon back in the game. Jenkins. Boyle to Quinn. Quinn looking to go. Oh,
got him late. Got him late.
That was a screen. It's like running into a wall. And Quinn with that nice little drop pass. John, talking about Loyola, that's who's up next for Lafayette. They'll play them on Thursday at 7 o'clock at Loyola. Up next for Navy, that will be Colgate. They'll have them at home, and they'll play on Thursday.
Yeah, that Colgate Army score isn't necessarily a surprise. What's surprising, that's a great pass by Carter.
Probably a good foul to take. I believe it'll be on O'Boyle. It is.
But I started to say, Gary, that Colgate Army score is the surprise. Not necessarily that Colgate has beaten Army in Hamilton, but Army was playing really good basketball, and Colgate, even though they've kind of underperformed, I suppose it's fair to say to this point, they're still Colgate, and they're still very dangerous.
We'll see Army next Sunday. Football game only on ESPN+. And again, we have the women for you on Wednesday night. Well, Deaver is steady. He makes 1 out of 2. He's done it 3 times in this ball game. Women will take on Loyola Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Join us.
Women are playing very well. A lot of fun to watch.
Undefeated in the Patriot League, 2-0. Oh, that's a wall. That almost fooled the officials.
Navy, what Navy is doing, and that was uncharacteristic by Leo. He knows the system and they know what to do. But what Navy does, Gary, is they speed you up. Everything is a half step quicker. And by this time at the point in the season, you would think that, okay, we make our adjustments. We've seen good defensive teams, but Navy's different. Navy is as good a defensive team as we're going to see all year long.
So far, they've proved it. Up by 11. Lafayette running out of time. Neil Quinn again forcing that shot to be diverted.
3 here would look pretty good from somebody. Now they're going to go down low. Oh boy, that's just not a great decision.
Far from a 3. It just turned out to be turnover number 13.
And that high-low pass, Gary, with that angle, I mean, it's got to be wide open. You're better off just trying to get that ball to the wing and entering it from there.
Off the foot of somebody. Sonberg will get to it first. The Leopards don't get harmed by Quinn inside. Neal has a dozen. Neal has a double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds.
Way too quiet was Neil Quinn in that first half. He's come alive here in the second, and Lafayette again now has it under 10.
That's his 4th double-double of the year. And they get back-to-back stops. Deaver. Carter. Boy, when they need one, Carter's the guy to get it.
Well,
15 points.
Yeah, well, your best player makes big plays at big moments in the games, and that's what John Carter does. We talked about his leadership for this team, and part of leadership is producing.
Kyle Jenkins, wow, he has been off of late. Did not hit the rim on that shot.
You could kind of see it in his body language, too. It just wasn't the kind of confidence that Kyle Jenkins and others have shot the ball with. Oh.
Yes,
he does. Don't go anywhere just yet. 3-possession game, right?
Yep.
So they say.
Actually, it's 4. John's math has never been terrific.
No, well, oh,
That's
off.
off. Yeah, off the mark. Rebound to John Carter. Tyrone upset with himself. That didn't go in.
Yeah, he had a perfect look. Lafayette ran its offense well. Maybe went under the screen, and this is where you're.
You mean that guy?
Yeah,
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, this is where you look for your key player to make a key shot at a key moment. That might be the dagger.
2 minutes to go. Leopards looking to go 0-2 in the Patriot League. Up and in by Neil Quinn.
I like the work that Neil under year, and it certainly stunted their growth here in 2022.
Leopards forced now to put some full court pressure on the mids, and Inge will take care of that. Carter back to Inge. They want to go the other way. 11 is Walker. Look at this back cut. Sean Yoder on a great pass from John Carter.
Well, Lafayette has to gamble a little defensively, so they extend the defense, and Navy just moves so well without the ball.
Tried to flip one to Jenkins, and
well, they had like a little screen and roll going on there, and just not a great delivery. Jenkins and C.J. Fulton not on the same page.
Yoder, and he'll get bumped.
You know, Gary, on that last turnover by Lafayette, I mean, that can be a product of just lack of repetitions in practice. You're coming off that high screen, you're looking for the screen and roll, and in this kind of system, players need to play together a lot. It's very difficult to just learn on the fly when the lights are on.
John often talks about role players. Well, this is a young man who is certainly one of those. He has started every game this year. Only averages 5.9 points on a double PA. We mentioned he played at Penridge High School, and he got his team to the PIAA state championship in his senior year. Now he is a junior here at the Naval Academy, and he plays his role well. Drops both foul shots. He has 4 points. He doesn't make mistakes.
Gary, I heard a great quote the other day, and that's a great catch by Kyle Jenkins in traffic, who rebounded that pass. Heard a great quote the other day from a coach, and he said, "We want volunteers, not mercenaries, or you're not slaves." And you know, Navy, if you're gonna choose to go to Navy, that's a volunteer. You're volunteering for this kind of lifestyle, and you'd like to think that Ed Gichelis and Emmett Davis have utilized those personal characteristics as they put this team together.
Well, it's kind of another difference, too, between all of the teams in the league. There are so many scholarships available to all the teams, but the academies, I mean, every one of these players is technically under scholarship, as they are at Army. And like we said, this is a roster that can be as high as 20, 21 players.
Don't forget, they owe the country 4 or 5 years after graduation, too. So these guys have a whole different agenda. When we talk about unselfishness, it's in their DNA already, just by virtue of where they go to school.
Great young men. They've got to be terrific guys to coach. At the line, Austin Inge.
Inge started the year, I was talking to Emmett Davis before the game, Inge started off the year as their point guard, and then he had a hamstring injury, and you know, he was replaced, and when he was ready to come back, of course, Greg Summers went out. Actually, Greg Summers was the point guard when Inge went out. Now Cam Summers gets hurt. Inge is right back. I mean, they're interchangeable parts here, and they don't lose much.
Greg is a senior, and he'll be back, and he'll make this team even better. This is the third game that Summers has missed. Up and in, and a foul. Quinn now up to 16 points, all in the second half.
Yeah, he was way too quiet in that first half, and Navy just forced Lafayette away from the bucket in that first half. Watch this great read by Tyrone Perry he knew that there's nobody on Navy playing at that elevation, and he put it up where only Neil Quinn could get it.
He can match Tyrone now with game high for Lafayette if he makes this foul shot. Looking for his 17th point. Rabio will come in and replace Quinn with 34.7 seconds to go. Stick around for the post-game show presented by the Maroon Club. Neil with a three-point play. So he will leave. I doubt if he'll be back with 17 points and 10 rebounds. His fourth double-double of the season. Leopard's not interested in fouling at this point, down by a dozen.
Probably going to let it run out here.
Navy will stay atop the Patriot League with a 4-0 start. Lafayette will go 0-2.
This is going to be a very tough team to beat, this Navy.
Look at that,
Carter.
Tap in by Carter. Carter with 19.
It's another offensive rebound just to kind of put an exclamation point on the way this night has gone for the Leopards.